Handing you away. The Nocturne R5 truly bringing in the secret tech against secret.
Yeah, I love to see it. I was very excited about the Nocturne, as I was about the Lucian. This is a cool draft, and I'm so happy that drafting generally seems to have gotten so much spicier compared to some of the other splits we've seen and cast together, where, I mean, we're still seeing glimpses of that in the bot lane and the support position, for example. The same matchup every single game, but it's not the case for the rest of the Rift, and that's already a huge improvement. We haven't seen much Nocturne in the past or in the split, so it has cropped up in other regions though. I believe Ona played it quite a bit over in the LCK, and it can be a very strong champion, and Killer Queen is the main carry of his team, so let's see if he can do anything. I definitely agree with Marby on the desk that there's a lot to play for Luxury and a huge chance that they might actually get this game.
I agree. I certainly agree. I think they've come together with a really good composition here that highlights their strength. I think the one issue I have is I don't really like Killer Queen on Nocturne, just because Killer Queen is all about his fingers. He's a big mechanics guy, and Nocturne, you just kind of press R on them.
Another instance of try to not get into level 1 fight as Leona challenge.
Failed. Never.
Absolutely impossible for reasons unbeknown to anyone. But yeah, this is just gonna go the way we always see in the bot lane. There's huge kill potential on either side, actually. Okay, coated. Looking for another trade. Needs to be careful. It's actually losing a lot of HP in these trades. No flash on him either.
Hero
no
has
hookshot.
Ignite. That was very risky there from Coded. I don't think he comes out very happy about how that one played out. Hero, of course, doesn't quite have kill threat unless he lands another shuriken flip.
Yeah, he doesn't have the shuriken flip.
Well in the mid lane.
Yeah, he was only level 2. I was wondering where the shuriken flip was, but then I checked his level and he used his shroud, so he doesn't actually have the shuriken flip yet. That was why he didn't pursue the kill, because there was certainly kill pressure after E was already down, the hookshot being used for an aggressive trade. Now Coated in a lot of trouble, because this wave is overpushed. Speaking of trouble, Artifact, uh-oh.
Oh, he dashes forward. Ooh, bad timing on that, but it might scare Blazers off to the point that he gets out regardless. Just hanging out. His jungler is nowhere near to help out, so he will just take a reset. His hero has been set alight. Ooh, going very, very low, but he really doesn't want to let this wave just die to the tower.
How did this happen? How did Hero drop from full HP to almost dying?
Chill, Cho'Gath ult on Q.
Okay, so there is some positive from Hero. He can reset with a nice wave state and just keep the wave under his tower for the most part. And he does have the ignite advantage now. 15 to 15 in CS, but we have a bot lane dive.
And Vit is vulnerable. Flash forward into the auto attack from Zhu Hao. It's lovely execution. I don't think he's going to be able to get out. So it is a trade regardless. And CBL is actually trying to play his heart out there. Doesn't do quite enough, and it is a 2-for-1.
And so many times we see these early kills going to Viego, and Viego being stuck in a Nautilus or Leona. But you know what's pretty nice, especially in the tower dive when you have to re-aggro and try to shoot from afar? Yeah, Zeri is pretty helpful. And red buff as well on him, so he was actually making more use of the Zeri than his original body as a Viego there. Now Artifact needs to be careful. Still has the flash, and nice roam from Zhu Hao. A lot of help. This is also something Team Secret likes to do a lot of when Zhu Hao is not on the enchanters. Flash in the mid lane, Brewing.
Ooh.
Assisting the mid lane matchup.
Didn't quite land the Viego W there. Might have been something going on, but first dragon is up in a few seconds. Let's have a look at this replay. It was a very clean dive.
Very decisive. Insta flash for Zhu Hao, taking tower aggro, taking or locking down the enemy AD carry. No opportunity to flash for Vid whatsoever. You needed to flash way earlier to get away from the Nautilus. It's a flash for 2 kills, that's more than worth it. Not even a flash invested from Penguin, so he got away with a kill and still has a summoner spell, is close to level 6. It's set up to be another great carry performance from the jungler from Secret.
And you know what's even worse? Zeri didn't even get an assist.
Oh, this counter, if this counter gank works, the game is over.
Yeah, I agree. Killer Queen, they don't just throw the hook, there was always just a spell shield threat, so the counter gank doesn't break the game open, but stops Luxury from firing back.
Oh, but the Nocturne is falling behind in experience to the Viego. That's not supposed to happen. Nocturne has insanely quick clear speed. And he's only slightly behind in the CS department, but if he falls behind against Viego in the level curve and just can't 1v1 him anymore, or can't threaten to invade even, with all his lanes losing as well, the Nocturne is in a dire position in this game. He's still level 4, same level as the enemy support.
That's
oh no,
that's
CBL, no!
Eddie has been caught out, but look at the turnaround. They just immediately turn the damage back onto Vit, turn it onto CBL as well. But with Killer Queen here, they actually can't overextend for a kill, but save Eddie, they do.
First indecision shown today for Team Secret, really, in the whole of the 2 games. I definitely think they could have chased down the Leona there a little bit more efficiently after Vit flashed. They wanted the kill on Vit, but Vit flashed the initial CC, so he got away. But another attempt here, another flash.
Yeah, and the culling is ripped out. Doesn't actually land too many of those bullets there, so a little bit of a wasted ultimate, but you'll trade it for a flash any day of the week.
Sure. And so much pressure coming from Penguin on the Viego. It's a first pick Viego. So many times we've seen this champion fail, especially in the hands of Drakthar, for example. Oh, Cody, though.
Yeah, that's a huge roam as he locks him in the cage, and that's just a kill gifted over. Really excellent roam timing by Coded.
I like the question mark ping, very sneakily dropped in the top lane from either of the 2 solo laners. After the kill already happened, just a question mark in the top lane. Yeah, good to see.
They get the dragon as well.
It's a huge swing, and this is something we see a lot from we saw a lot last year, I should say, from Fnatic. They used to play like this all the time, have Adam play Camille, and up on level 6, he was always in the mid lane. They didn't even get the flash earlier from Artifact, but there's nothing Artifact can do against Camille. This was supposed to work together with the Nocturne, but they even get a kill without the Nocturne ult, so now they have next Camille ult with the Nocturne to lock down another target, probably Artifact again. This is going to be a little bit more difficult to play for him than the Pentakill game yesterday on the Lucian.
Oh, who knows? Maybe he gets there again. You never know. As he is still very strong despite that death. This is still a Lucian you have to fear. Up on the top side, Coded is punished for that roam. Now Hero does have a bit of a CS lead building up. Nothing mortal, but something still to keep in mind. Speaking of that, speaking of Rift Herald, Penguin's got it.
Yeah, and that Akali pick is really annoying for Luxury to deal with, because it's just almost impossible to kill her, even with the Nocturne and the Camille together. If Nocturne gets the tether before she drops her Shroud, maybe you can actually lock her down for long enough to kill her, but it's really hard to do. So didn't expect this one.
Lights out, in they go. Killer Queen desperately trying to get forward. They do manage to pick up the kill, but it's a trade 1-for-1. Blazers forced off the play by Penguin.
Such an overforce from Killer Queen. It's back to the traditional Killer Queen we expect, and don't really love too much because he was better restrained earlier. Oh, Zuhao! This is dangerous.
Playing that one well, hits the wall, and now Penguin has to deal with this Chaos Storm. Any more damage from Blazers will turn this one around. Penguin, gets away by the hairs on his chinny chin chin.
Feels bad for Blazers. He played that so perfectly, just completely outpositioned the enemy support coming from behind. But look at this, Killer Queen, he doesn't see Penguin. I thought he saw Penguin. So it's an overcommitment. But even without Penguin, I don't think he gets this kill without dying for it too. So giving over the kill to the Lucian for an ultimate invested from Killer Queen, flash invested as well, that's not good enough. You pick this champion to get a free kill at level 6, group up with some of the CC setup, especially in bot or top lane. Ganking mid lane is fine, but I would always try to sync up with Coated again and then make the kill easy to secure for the Nocturne Camille combo. Instead, they just awkwardly try to play with very conditional CC from Blazes into the dash and flash from the side of Artifact, so really just not the greatest decision making and target focus from Killer Queen on this Nocturne game.
I have a question. Why don't VCS supports like hitting level 6? It's 10.5 minutes and they're both level 5.
It's another skill shot for Leona, so you actually have a huge responsibility when you hit level 6. You can miss another skill shot.
What about Nautilus? It's point and click.
Yeah, I have nothing for you on Nautilus, I'm sorry.
Coded gets a good trade there onto Hero, forces him back. Still has a lot of priority in this lane. Camille, a very fearsome threat.
So much focus on this mid lane. They have identified the issue. Last game was a huge mid diff. Yesterday was a huge mid diff. So just 2v1 him all the time. Artifact is slightly behind, and he's not supposed to be behind on Lucian mid. That has worked to some extent. They need to keep the pressure very high though, because we know that Artifact can teamfight on this champion. It is Ignite Lucian though, with Eri as well. So full lane focus from this Lucian. And it's fallen behind a little bit. So they've succeeded in step 1 of their execution plan.
It's true, but the issue comes with dealing with Eddie as well. This Kai'Sa hasn't really been linked up with the play, but we just saw the gold there is about 500 ahead of the Zeri. Okay, Kai'Sa, not a hyper carry, not a traditional crit ADC, but still outputs a lot of damage in team fights.
And something very cool to watch in this game for Team Secret is how they deal with their range disadvantage. I think Clockwork brought it up. Maybe it was Smarby. I don't quite remember. Sorry to either of you if I got you wrong. But one of the two brought up the range.
Uh-oh. Blazes. He flashes, but it's not quite enough. One last auto from Eddie.
And this is how you overcome range disadvantage in traditional setups. You just gank them from 3 different sides, so Blazes has nowhere to go and dies with no assistance of his team either. Now breaking open this mid lane can... Oh, CBL, why?
Why have you done this?
I'm sorry for not throwing, but I really didn't think he was going to
yeah, me neither, man. Like, sorry for throwing. Sorry, are you voice acting CBL in the movie? As Killer Queen has been caught out as well. Whew.
Yeah, that's a passage of play that looked a little suspicious from their side. I have no idea what's going on. Luxury just
Imposter spotted. Call the meeting.
Okay, so Killer Queen wanted to cover for CBL to re-engage with his ultimate, but then they just saw 2 more members, which they should have expected because they just saw 4 members on screen here. You see 4 members walking down Blazes. Why do you suddenly think you can 2v1? I have no idea. That was just a confusing play from Luxury. Now it's another precarious situation as 2 members drop very low. Oh no, here's Eddie.
He's in range. There's a hook landing in, but Juha's going to get blown up. Vit gets the ult off, but he's very low on health. Needs to play this one perfectly. Artifact exhausted.
Nicely done.
Killer Queen smites for a little bit of healing, but now they chase forward. There's a reset secured for Viego. Vit just has to go over the wall. He only barely survives, and Team Secret get the dragon.
Eric, it's time for you to use the word. I know Crincy wants you to use it less, but this is a total disaster over everywhere on the map. Luxury is just falling apart. They kept up with Secret. This reminds me so much of some of the games we see against GAM, where a decent team is able to play 10 close minutes against GAM, and then minute 11 hits and everyone just dies because they can't keep up the pressure, they can't keep up the performance. Looks like this in this game. The last 2 minutes have been so confusing from Luxury, and why are you even looking for a fight here? That's an instant kill on the one side.
Yeah.
The exhaust is a nice focus on Artifact. They're still, all their eyes is still on Artifact, but there's not enough damage on their side, and with Victor dying, even the range becomes a problem with Nocturne basically being completely useless there. It's an 8-4 lead in kills, but much more importantly, it's now a 4k gold lead. We have objective bounties activated for Luxury, and we're staring at a Secret that looks more and more impressive with every single game they play.
And it is another engage onto Coded, but hookshot wall dive is good. And as you said, every game Team Secret plays, they look better. Better and better and better. And okay, Luxury is not the highest brow opponent for them. Their performance yesterday against Cerberus is perhaps much more indicative of that growth. But overall, I am so happy to see this team get it together. I'm so happy to see Artifact returning to his previous star form. Killer Queen has an ult on him. I don't think they want to chase into the dark. and it will be him getting away. The other person I'm really happy to see performing is Eddie. This is a guy we were really hyped about him when he was a rookie, and I'm so glad he's really coming into his own.
And right now they can do whatever they want. I want to go to the intangibles a little bit, because I could be completely wrong here, but I'm going to speculate. Come on, don't fight. Let me talk. Never mind me.
Yeah, you don't get to talk right now. Hold that point, because I love my intangibles. Because now Luxury needs to try and find a way out of this one, but with CBL going down, this gives Penguin the option for the reset. Doesn't quite land the Leona E, and they turn it around onto Hero, who goes low but doesn't even fall, while the rest of Luxury are blasted
tower
away.
damage.
Artifact flashing forward under the tower. He's got aggro, and look at that synced up emote. You love to see it. Synergy in and out of the game as Team Secret wipe Luxury out.
And if anyone wants to tell you that this is not clean from Secret just because some of them died, who cares? They got 2 towers, they got more kills. This is clean gameplay in 2022. You don't need to play a perfect game.
The only league I watch is the LCK, and low kills equal clean. That's how that works.
So this is definitely a little bit overzealous. They are slapping them with their wallets, as we like to call it. It's a huge advantage. And, I mean, the tower basically solo kills Artifact. Tower, the only mid laner this week, able to stand up to Artifact. But the gold goes over to 1, but who cares? It's still 2 towers. Look at the gold lead, it's extended to 8k. And now I can finally get my Nocturne point in, because of course, I like the call out. This is the traditional Team Secret combo. And this actually goes back to 2020, or maybe even 2019, when they first started to play this combination with DNK and Artifact. One of the architects of this, and Coated actually on their side, so one of the architects of this combination was Artifact. And I think it's speculation, so if it's not true, if you hear an interview, fair enough. But I think he's directing them to counter-gank all of Killer Queen's moves. Because Killer Queen on the Nocturne has been countered every instance, every step of the way. Wherever he tried to be, there was always cover. And if Nocturne gets counter-ganked, he doesn't bring the same amount of CC as any other jungler. Yikes.
Ooh, CBL caught out. They try to make a play happen, but that's another Nocturne ult where he doesn't even dash. He just turns out the lights. I think that's been the majority of them this game. This pick has completely failed. This team comp has not worked out. But I really don't think... I think you're right. And even moving away from intangibles, I think it's hard to blame Luxury for a lot of what's happening. This is Secret being good, not Luxury being bad.
Yeah, I've been super impressed with how Secret handled all the gank attempts and how they concealed their positioning, especially Penguin and Artifact to a certain extent as well, even Zuhao moving along the lines, just not showing themselves, but always being close enough to intervene. So if Nocturne strikes, they can all come back or come from the other side and instantly strike and counterpunch basically into the Nocturne. So that has been amazingly performed by the side of Team Secret. And now Killer Queen is a very useless Nocturne. Look at him. He's just scuttling around, can't accomplish anything.
And now Penguin wants to go in and show them what Nocturne can really do as he lands the tether. And Nocturne's a useless champion, you're right. As he does go down, this is Team Secret being overzealous, and they will now lose a few kills, Coated with the ultimate as well, locking one down. This actually gives a dragon over to Luxury. That was a bridge too far.
We shouldn't have praised them. We were so positive on Secret, and immediately they...
Juhao using the tower. Oh, he's back. He's right. He lives.
Some nice movement, reminiscent of Xin of all support players. Player I always praise for his movement and the sidesteps in the support position. Now Zuhao, of course, does have the mechanics, brings them in from another position. And yeah, a few shutdowns, a dragon over to Luxury. Not the greatest sequence of plays for Secret. It's not going to throw them back too far, I think. It's just one dragon and a few kills. But this kill on Artifact could go a long way, as Nocturne is finally doing something on the map.
Yeah, maybe. But we do have this replay coming in of just, yeah, this is just not great from Secret.
Yeah, they're overextending into... This is a nice attempt from Zuhao, but good reaction also for Kota to use the invincible frame. Maybe it was pre-planned as well, but it just worked out in his favor where the hook was dodged by the ultimate from Camille. And that also...
Nocturne was doing something. He killed Artifact.
Exactly. That was what I was referring to, and the picture-in-picture. He killed Artifact in the top lane, but also died for it, so it opens up Baron. Good decisive shot calling from Team Secret. Once again, they know, okay, we traded our super strong mid laner for the not so strong jungler, but taking away the jungle means let's just run at Baron. It's a free objective for us. And there we go. It's another clean passage of play. And now 20 minutes in, they should have an easy time breaking open the base structures, because this time they are far enough ahead to put this Baron to use.
Yeah, they absolutely are. This is going to be an impactful one, and it doesn't feel like we're only at 21 minutes your way. This feels like it should be much deeper into the game, but that's just because Team Secret has been so good. Hero needs to be careful, but doesn't get spotted on that sweeper, though they know he's around.
Oh, Penguin, what are you doing, Penguin?
Well. Don't walk into 4. Careful, mate. They really want to get rid of this elbow bush. Bush wards, I should say, and they do manage to do it.
So Blaze is on top side trying to get some objective bounties. If they strike super quickly before the teleport can channel, they might be able to force a 4v5 situation and really break open the spotlight inhibitor. So Luxury needs to be very careful with their timing and positioning. Trading 1-for-1 in towers is fine. You do have the objective bounty extra gold coming in the top lane, but the tower still looks pretty healthy. So now they're behind the curve in this push, and Team Secret is just pressing forward. This has been one of their biggest strengths in the last few weeks. Very assertive and decisive around their pushes. They know exactly what they want to go for. It's a short-range comp, but there's no mage on the other team because he's on the other side of the map.
There's the ultimate coming in. They're going to try and get an immediate one-shot, but a stopwatch will put a
artifact
to that. Nocturne falls down. They trade it back onto the Akali, but now with the Zeri gone as well, Penguin is able to move forward, throws out another Heartbreaker. He cleans up CBL. Eddie pays with his life, but does take down Coded. And now it's Blazers, has to set the world on fire to get back into this one. But with Nautilus coming out of the depths and throwing some anchors, that's going to be an ace for Team Secret, and I think they're about to win themselves a series.
Yeah, they still have 2 good auto-attacking champions here. Penguin shouldn't have taken the third aggro, but it doesn't matter. 22 minutes. What a performance in this whole series. What a cool showing for Secret for the whole week. Amazing MVP-worthy performance from the mid laner. Might not be over.
Yeah, the respawns are too short. Yeah, it is only 22 minutes, so those are very short. There is a teleport in, and look at Artifact able to turn this one around. So much damage coming out of him and Penguin as another fear will land. Heartbreaker goes in, double kill secured. And they'll do it with another team fight your way. Resets, never heard of her. As CBL dives in, but still only onto Penguin in that Zeri form. Heartbreaks forward. Can he actually pick up another kill? You know he wants another soul. As Coded will just cut him in half. As Artifact and Hero take down an in here, but now they need to find themselves a way out. As I don't think the Nexus will be falling quite yet. Artifact dealing a lot of damage, perfect execution, but it's well done there by CBL to hold him up for a moment. Coded will put him in the cage and take him down.
Eddie's coming.
But look, yeah, Eddie is coming. Artifact turning around with a little bit of damage. Ooh, I don't think he can get that. Never mind, he flashes forward. He wants to try and get on top of Coded, but the adaptive defenses are too strong, and Luxury will hold.
And in the end, the more we praise Team Secret, the more they remind us of which league we are watching. This is still the VCS. We still need some clowning at the end of the game. 2 inhibitors down, no Nexus turret standing. This game is almost certainly going to go Secret's way, and I don't think this really takes away from their amazing performance so far. They're allowed to blunder a bit and have a little bit of fun later on. They try to push for the end here, have a very nice game time. It would have been the smarter decision to back off and play for 2 inhibitors, reset, go top lane and play the textbook style. But honestly, at this point, they can really afford to do this. They are going to give up another dragon, unfortunately. So if there's a slim chance, now the chance is maybe 2% instead of 1%.
Maybe. Killer Queen moving in, but all of this just for a Nautilus that you don't even kill. Penguin has to go gold. He needs to get inside that soul. Does do it. This gives him access to another ultimate. He can never actually get it off. As in comes Eddie. He's flying forward into the backline with that Killer Instinct. And Killer Instinct is the name of the game. As Team Secret, they just wanted to pad their stats as they pick up another ace.
Was too clean before. Look at the skill score now. We have rectified our mistakes. This is now in a true VCS game. 29-18 in 25 minutes. That's some Luxury combined kills per minute stuff over here.
If you sell tickets to the circus, the clowns have to perform. We needed a little bit of the clown show before we could wrap up this big top. But regardless,